Oh, welcome to another vlog. God, it's only about 7:15, but it's been absolutely manic. I've had to set up in the dark. This is the second time I've had to set up in the dark for the last two sessions. Just waiting for the kettle to boil here. We're on the club water, by the way, and we're back in the Brazilian swim. You can't see anything at the minute because, like I say, it's pitch black. Swallow this brew. But yeah, I just managed to get the rods out before the sun went in, and basically I've just been cooking myself some dinner, which was a nice Chinese. But it's the same again. Last week we had the social on Home Fen, and because of circumstances, I couldn't get down there till late, and I was setting up in the dark down there, which was a bit nuts. But yeah, so I've had to do the same tonight. Literally just managed, as I say, get the rods in before it went dark. We're back on 3 rods now on the club water. I opted to come into the Brazilian swim because I've been baiting it up for the past couple of days, and I've seen some fish. As soon as I got here tonight, I've seen some fish, so it made sense to bivvy up in here and get the rods out in here. Spots have changed a little bit. There's a bit more weed out there at the minute, probably left over from the summertime. It's Canadian now, so the lilies have gone away. They're not the trouble anymore. It's just the Canadian. So we've got that to deal with. But I've got all 3 rods are on sweet amino. The right hand rod is on sweet amino with a Stella Yellow pop-up to form a snowman rig. The other one is a sweet amino wafter on a multi-rig but wafting, and then the middle rod is sweet amino pop-up, and then a loose fed. A lot of sweet amino out there. Well, I say a lot, not a lot really, just a few sort of scoops over each rod, and there's nothing with it this time. I haven't glugged it, I haven't put any corn with it like I normally do. It's just pure old sweet amino straight out there. So that's where I'm at the minute. It's been a manic couple of weeks. Like I say, we had the social last week on Home Fen. There's a few fish came out. There was 2 came out on Porches Pool, and 2 on the main lake. 1 on the Friday night, 1 on the Saturday night. We were in the Reed swim, for anyone who knows that lake, and Lloyd had one on, and it popped off, didn't it? So he was gutted. Well, we were all gutted about that actually, because you don't want to see a hook pull on there, do you? But that was literally the only action we had over 2 nights. It's not an easy water, and especially on the socials, there's a lot of lines in the water. There's 25 anglers, I think, so 50 lines in there, so it's incredibly busy. But I think a few days later, out of the Reed swim, there was a 70 caught, or I think it was 71. So yeah, that's the first time I've fished it, and I really enjoyed it because I've always thought it's not really my type of angling, that going for fish that humongous, but actually when you sat there and you're fishing for them, you just think, oh my god, you start to think about what is out there and what you could possibly get. So I'll definitely go back if I get a chance next year, if any tickets come up, or definitely for the social again, I'll definitely go back. But it was a blankaroonie for us, sort of 2 in the reeds, and then 2 behind us, Mark and Nigel. They're blanks as well. So like I said, there's only 2 fish came out the whole weekend on the main lake, and 2 out of Porches Pool. But really good fun, lots of beer, drunk. I came out first on the raffle. I said to Lloyd, I'm always lucky in these things, watch out. Raffle came out, and I was first out, but it's an unlocking the box situation, and I won one of the booby prizes, which was a tin of pudding filling. So thanks for that, guys. It's now in the cupboard waiting to get used, probably at 2025 or something like that. But it was really good fun, really good weekend. So yeah, so now it's half term, and I'm off work for a week, so I've managed to blag a couple of nights down the club water. I was thinking about maybe trying to book Willow earlier on this year, but I couldn't really rely on what days the missus were going to get off work, so I couldn't do it. So in the end, I'm just down here for what will be probably shy of a 48-hour session, but you never know. I think there's a couple of fish come out recently. There's some bait gone in because there's some new winter ticket guys who have come on, and they're putting bait in, so the fish are moving around, and I've seen a couple of shows out sort of out beyond where I'm fishing at the minute, but they're up this part of the lake, so I'm confident they're up here. So yeah, everything's set up. I'm stuffed. I'm gonna have this cup of tea. I'm just gonna chill out now, kick back for the night, and probably touch base with you in the morning, unless we get a fish, of course. Good morning, guys. It is exactly coming up for 4 o'clock in the morning, and we've got one. It's a nice mirror in there. Ooh, kicking up a bit. So scales are ready, mats ready. Let's get him out and see what he goes. There he is. He's a lovely mirror. Good boy. Let's have that. Nailed right in the bottom lip. And that was on the pop-up. Didn't expect it off the pop-up, if I'm completely honest. I did expect it to come off one of the bottom baits. But he's lovely. Right, scales have been zeroed. See what he does. Let's see, let's put the head torch on. He's 26. 26. Oh. So yeah, just over 26, but let's say 26. Little rod. Sweet and mean I'll pop up. There you go. There you go. Okay, see if she'll come up. Not quite ready. Yeah, woke me up. A stinking run. They have a real habit of burying themselves in the weed and the cabbage on the bottom. These fish, they really go for it. It's like they know that's how they can possibly throw the hook, by just head into the weed, into the silt. So the whole swim's wrecked. It wiped out the right hand rod. Left hand rod's out. Got a big leech on him here. See if I can get that off here. Down to my friend. There we go. Yeah, 26. Whoops. Oh, mate, steady. Steady, steady, steady. There we go. He's a nice fish, isn't he? He's a nice fish. There we go. Let's have a look at the other side. There we go, there's the other side. What a view. Let's get him back. Oh no, let's try and get a couple of stills if we can. Nice celebratory brew. It's 4:30 in the morning, just got that fish back. Haven't got the rods back in yet, but yeah, well chuffed with that. Lovely mirror. It's good to get a mirror on here as well. So yeah, middle rod on the pop-up, and I didn't expect the pop-up to go. For some reason I had it in my head that tonight's going to be a bottom bait, and so I had a snowman out on just a typical hair rig on the right hand rod underneath the tree where I had the patch from earlier on this year, and the left hand rod was on a wafter, a multi-rig but a wafter, and that's the one that had the sort of run earlier on, but didn't happen. It dropped off and it came in with a ball of weed instead. So well chuff it out, because it's the middle rod that's gone, and it's on the Sweet Amino pop-up. Yeah, what a cracking fish, and a great start to the session. Not even done yet, but a couple of hours and it will be. Bit of karma equaling itself out there. Got the rods back out, or I was getting the rods back out. Spilled a whole cup of tea all over the bivvy. And battery went in my head torch, and battery went on the SLR as well, including the spare one. So bit of a battery nightmare. Might have to do the rest of this vlog on my phone, which isn't a problem. It takes good footage, but bit pissed off because that's a bit careless of me. That really, I've thought that other battery was charged, and obviously it's not. So bit of an idiot. And yeah, teal over the bivvy I had to mop up. So carp gods saying don't get too cocky, I reckon. Or rather, another brew's just boiled, and let's get that on the go, and crawl back into the pit, I reckon. Morning. It's going up for 9 o'clock. I slept in after. It took me a while to get back to sleep last night, actually. I'd say I was up from about 4:30 till about 6:30 in the end. So managed to doze back off eventually, and I've just woken up now. I had a couple of bleeps on the right hand rod, but I think that might have been a coot. So I've just reset that. The coots saw me putting out some mix on the spot, on the margin spot last night, and they came in and they were mullering it, so I think they've been doing the same this morning. Coffee's on the go, can't wait for that. Lake's looking lovely. It actually got pretty cold last night. There we are again, there's a coot on the margin spot again. Bastard thing. Yeah, I'm sure it got down to about 2-3 degrees last night. It was pretty bloody chilly, even with the old shroud on the sleeping bag. God knows how I survived before I bought that. I keep the door open on the bivvy. I never close it these days. Just means I can get out quicker. And no messing around with the door, no messing around with the shoes, just straight out there, straight on the rods. And you have to be a bit like that in this water, I think. It's not too bad at the minute, but when the lilies are up, you've got to be on it pretty quick. So yeah, so I'm gonna have a coffee and just chill out. I think bite time is anything up till about 11-12 o'clock on here, I'd say. But yeah, we were still really chuffed about that last night. Like I say, well, I don't know if I told you, but I had a snotter on the right hand rod at about 10 o'clock. Huge bream. And then about half an hour after that, I had a screaming run on the left hand rod. Lifted that up and there was nothing there. It just, I think it dropped off. So I was a bit gutted about that. And then yeah, the 26 mirror, and that came at about 4:30 in the morning. So well chuffed with that. Fishing close in again. I don't know if I've mentioned, I struggled to find a spot out there last night. I was really rushed, and you know the spots close in I know quite well, so I just dropped in on them and put a handful of boilies over sort of each of the left hand rods, if you will, and then on this right hand rod where the tree is, I put a mix, like a particle mix with sweetening or boilies mixed in there as well over that one. Just see the bird coming back on the side after my bait. Anyway, coffee's ready. Oh yes, look at that. So a bit of that action. And then yeah, a bit of a chill out. Now it's looking glorious. It's turning into a bit of a nightmare session though. These coots just will not leave me alone at the minute. They keep on coming in and feeding on the spots. And literally every time I turn my back or I step inside the bivvy, they are on it. They must be really hungry, I guess, getting ready for the winter. But it's just a pain in the arse because I can't get any baiting. I've been picked up twice on the middle rod, and I can just see me hooking one the way things are going. It's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, beautiful autumn sun coming through. Autumn colours everywhere. Squirrels running around the trees. It's just a shame about these coots and the ducks as well. They've been coming in as well, but they seem to have shifted off at the minute. So maybe an investment in a tufty torch for Christmas or something. Seen no signs of fish. I saw a bit of fizzing up earlier on, out towards the middle, but that is about it. I've not seen any sign of fish down here at all this morning, although there was quite a few boshing out. There's some boshing out over this side of the swim, and actually straight out in front as well. But that was last night. I've not seen anything as this morning has progressed. So here we are. We are 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, and actually I've just put some more bait in, and the birds are starting to leave me alone now. They seem to be preoccupied with fighting out on the lake, so yeah, they're leaving me alone at the minute. But just had a single bleep on the middle rod again after putting some more bait out, and I've just been debating whether to spend the night or not, mainly because the birds were doing me nothing. All the bird life can get there. I've even had ducks diving on me as well this morning, small sort of ducks or ducklings. So earlier on I wasn't feeling it. I was thinking, I might pack up at around tea time and just you know, be happy with what I've had. But now they're leaving me alone and I'm getting a few bleeps, or a bleep. I'm starting to think, oh, maybe I will stay the night again. It's looking glorious. They've just sold actually 4 winter tickets for this lake. They don't normally do winter tickets, but they've just done that, which I'm glad about, because you know it means more bait going in throughout the winter, which hopefully means bigger fish. So I'm happy about that. Met a couple of them and all seem like really nice guys. So So yeah, but it's quiet. There's just me on. I mean, it is school holidays, I suppose. Most people are still working. I know there was a few down at the weekend, and there's there's odd fish coming out here and there. Like last night, that mirror was great to get a mirror, nice weight as well, £26, and it was proper nailed, proper nailed at the bottom lip, just further back, well inside the lip, if you will. So I was well chuffed with that. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of pad around the swim for the rest of the afternoon and see what happens, and if I'm still feeling it, I might do another night. If not, I might call it a night or call it a day. Okay, that's where we're at. Just had something nose its head right out there, right on the spot, or right next to the spot. There's definitely fish going down there. I just didn't see it quick enough to see whether it was if it was a carp, but there's definite feeding activity going on in this right hand spot here. A lot of bubbles just came up. The coot seemed to clear off, and then it started fizzing up the spot. Small bubbles, so it could be tench, but you just never know. Just a quick update. Just had a huge liner, which was either an aborted take or simply just a liner. But then I've just seen a fish just show a little bit further out than where I'm fishing, just slightly off the spot, just sort of stick his head out. So the down here, I've seen another one top over that way as well. So I think the fish are moving into this side of the lake, which is really encouraging. Yeah, I'm feeling quite optimistic now, seeing a couple of shows. It's quite encouraging. It's already starting to get cold though. I can feel it starting to bite already. But yeah, I'm going to reset this rod now and get set for the night. I think these ducks, I've got some really annoying diving ducks and coots and naffing me off all day, but hopefully as soon as it turns dark they'll bugger off to bed and I can get some baiting. Morning all. About 3 o'clock last night I lost one on the right hand rod. Literally dumped it in the cabbages, exactly like I said. It must have just been grubbing its face in the bottom where all the cabbages are, because as soon as I got to the rod, and believe me I was on the rod very fast, there was nothing there, it was just stuck. So really disappointed with that. Yeah, and apart from that, nothing to report. It was a quiet night. One bleep on the left hand rod about 5 o'clock this morning, and that is literally about it. So I'm packing up. I've got to be home before 9 because the wife's working, so I've got the kids, so sort of a mad rush to pack up. Should have been up a little bit earlier than this really, but so be it. Just show you the lake before we go. It was really cold last night. Temperatures have dropped. I didn't hear any fish last night actually, no boshing or anything like that like I did the night before, so I'm not surprised really that there was little action. So with that in mind, I'm going to get packed up. I'm going to head off. I've got a session in November with Lloyd. We're going to finish the season off in Manor Farm for a quick meet-up, quick social. But I'm going to try and get myself back down here as well. So the next vlog you'll see will probably be down here, if not Manor Farm.